thank you so much for joining us, and the virtual stage is all yours. You are on mute. There.
¿Me puedes escuchar? Sí.
Yeah, perfecto.
Perfecto. Ay, qué hermoso. I'm so thrilled to be here. This is 9 minutes. I want to say 9 minutes that we're going to spend together. My name is Madelin Santana. I am from Dominican Republic. I'm a Caribeña, so brace yourself, a lot of energy. And Latinas Unidas, I'm just so inspired by what we have done today. The many things I cannot type enough so quickly. I will actually use this time to talk about your personal brand. I study marketing and I grew up with limited resources. I almost have near-death experiences. I experienced a lot of loss and grief and injustice in my life as a child. And that provided me resiliency, being bold. And when I was little, I used to think, I'm going to travel the world and I am going to use my voice. I don't know why I had that type of thing in the midst of everything I had, but I'm a dreamer. And those dreams came up. When I was 21, I came to Boston with a little tiny luggage, a book bag actually, and I said, well, I landed here. Here we go. I worked in pharma, I worked for defense, I worked for manufacturing, and then I spent 10 years at Harvard. Harvard Business School was my launching pad. And that's where I learned a lot about personal brand. And then I went to a startup. I, initiated a whole startup region in LATAM. And now I'm with Gartner. I'm Women in Technology. I actually do a lot of executive leadership. That's my profile, right? I'm a mom of 2 kids. When I'm not at work, I am investigating and advocating for districts in Massachusetts that are deserving kids with special needs. Having FBI taking a look at this and say, hey, we need to turn this over. And I love women of faith. And I help them to build healthy boundaries. So let's start. I want to share with you 3 principles, okay? Principle number 1 with your personal brand is make a pact with yourself to show your brilliance. I love quantum physics, and I use this at Healy every day. It is something that shows me that each one of us has that typical, unique energy in the world. You have your own brilliance. And at work, your brilliance is your presence and it's your executive presence. Executive presence is just the ability that you have to inspire confidence in others so they can do, listen what you say and you can influence. So the first thing is you can make an impact because people do rubbing into your brand. How do I experience Madelin? The second is your image, your reputation, and how people know and think of you. And third, it's about your impression. How I'm communicating, I'm being transparent, I'm being authentic behind that brand. All those 3 things. Why is this relevant? Because being in leadership and studying leadership within, leadership across, and leadership up, leading in all these dimensions, influencing with your personal brand will get decisions made when you're not there. You influence when you're not there. There's some ally that will actually be for you when you're not there. That's what your personal brand does. Now, I have a question for you. We talk about superpowers. I will ask you in 3 words that will describe you as your personal brand. Put it in the chat. What are 3 words that describe you? My word is care. I have won over 900 people a care award. People know that I care. I'm very bold and I'm resilient. Those are the 3 things that people, when you interact with me, you will leave that brand with me, right? Now, I hope the chat accessible, humanistic, creative. Thank you. Keep putting there. The way you show up, and I'm going to give you a shortcut to show your brilliance. People, when they look at you, they look at the lens of, can I build a relationship with her? And in that sense, can I build trust? And trust, they look for things in trust: your competence, your skills and abilities. Second, your authenticity, the values, the integrity, what moves you. Third, reliability. Can she be dependable over time? Is she consistent? And fourth, empathy, understanding, listening deeply, caring about others. When someone look at you, they look, is she trustworthy? Can I trust but wisely, or do I distrust? So you have to look at those lessons of which elements can I activate from trust in order to make an impact of my personal brand into those relationship, partnerships, etc. The second principle in my life for personal brand, it's imagine it, tu gran yo soy. There's an aspirational brand that you always need to, you're not the same person today. You learn something today, tomorrow you will learn something. So you always look at qué gran yo soy in an aspirational way. So, yo soy equilibrada. I'm not that. I'm from the Caribbean, okay? But I want to become that. Yo soy imparable. Sometimes the story I'm telling myself make analysis paralysis all the time. But I want you to take a moment and write 3 yo soy statements. Yo soy what you want to become. Yo soy what you want to become. Yo soy what do you want to become? As an aspirational brand. Do it. Put it in the chat, at least one yo soy. Yo soy domadora de miedos. Sometimes that is something that you want to become, right? You want to be able to do that. So I don't see anything in the empathetic, open-minded, and curious. Okay, thank you, Norma. Excellent. Now, behind the gran yo soy, you know why? Tú eres la historia que te cuentas. When I recently joined Harvard Business School in that staff, I went to the town hall. It was 132 people. My manager was African American, I was Latina, and there was 2 Asian. Everybody else was female and male, white. And that created a lot of things inside of me. But then I say, yo soy capaz, because I represented the rest of the participants coming in and out from Harvard. I have the cultural intelligence. So the story that kept me like, I'm underrepresented, flip it, and I say, you know what? I have the cultural intelligence. I'm going to be the bridge builder. And that's what you see on my LinkedIn, because that's what my superpower is, right? I bridge, I build, I do that type of cultural intelligence. And I ended up creating many programs for them, even programs that were not part of Harvard delivery. What are you doing today with your brand, yo soy? So aspirational brand. Your brand is different than executive presence, okay? And I'm hitting almost there. Your personal brand is how you will be remembered. You have a current brand, how you are, your value is being perceived today. The aspirational brand, the one that you want them to be perceived, the value you bring. But there's something interesting, the less ideal brand, the anti-brand, lo que tú no quieres. And it's by perception. You know what happens? It happens that people have perceptions, and that brings unfavorable ways on how they view you. It's not your intention. So I'm going to give you a couple tips that you can do to figure it out. Can I uncover that less ideal brand and lift it up, right? So number 1, for those direct reports of people that you interact every day, you're going to ask them, hey, what are my bright spots and my blind spots? I'm just doing a feed forward. We call feed forward, getting feedback in your leadership. We do that. And essentially say, what can I continue doing? What can I stop doing? From decision-making, from a strategy, from relationship management, and from myself as a person. How do I relate to others? The second thing, and that will give you a lot of things, words, you will be able to articulate data from that. The second will be 3 types of people. One will be someone that you interact, but it's not your direct report. And you're going to ask them in writing, hey, I'm seeking feedback. What do you think about me in the context that we work together? Don't mention brand and let them bring that info to you. The second person will be a person that you interact throughout the year, maybe 2-3 times in a certain project, unrelated to you, get that feedback. The third person is an ally. An ally is someone on top in a sense of power level, and is someone that actually believes in your impact story and is your ally. You are, to know if you're an ally, you are a maven. A maven is someone that has an expertise and offer it to the ally. And you're also a coach to that ally because you're asking questions to that person. In a sense, kind of a sounding board. That's where you know you have an ally. When you do that allyship, ask them in writing too. When that comes back, you know what I found? I found temperamental. And I say, yes, of course, I'm from Dominican Republic. So when I have a point that I feel passionate about, I start and I say, hey, I'm going to be passionate about in the next minutes. I'm not going to be temperamental. I'm going to be passionate. In a second, I'm going to be bold because I'm going to be honest about what I see with the problem. So you anchor your audience on those less ideal brand with a shift of that particular less ideal threat that you uncovered. Is it making sense for you guys? Yes?
It's
okay.
making
Right.
a
I
lot
think
of
I'm
sense,
pinning, but the
Madeline.
third one is question the voice.
You have 30 seconds because we have our panel coming up. They're already here.
The third one is the voice that always said, I'm not ready yet. You are ready. And those are fears that you have. If you want to connect with me about fear, I have an incredible tool and I can spend 15 minutes with you. Just look at me in LinkedIn. Vamos a domar el miedo. I love you guys from all my heart. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Madeline. And we'll be sharing all of those tips. Please feel free to connect with Madeline. Her LinkedIn is on the chat. And I leave it to Valerie, who will be moderating